2 storage rooms, floor to ceiling. Not with scripts, not with awards, not with streaming equipment, but with jars. Hundreds upon hundreds of jars of strawberry jam stacked like a sugary monument to ego, sitting inside Netflix headquarters while employees casually walk out with armfuls like it's a free sample day at Costco.
Meghan Markle is seemingly giving up on ads ever because her efforts to actually help sell her products continue to get abysmally worse, to such an extent that today, her graphic looks like an intern did it. Yes. Can you see the mistake there? Like the massive glaring error in that image? Well, apparently Meghan Markle's freakish attention to detail did not.
Just when you think she can't, she's always attempting to spin her epic losses as major wins, and you can't fool us anymore.
Meghan wants to get to billionaire status. She genuinely believes she's sitting on a gold mine with her jam. That was terrible, by the way.
And this is a woman who has claimed numerous times that Netflix is involved in her brand. They should be horrifically embarrassed that she is so incompetent and that she has all this support and everything. And it's like, okay, well then where's the money going? Because a graphic designer would have not made that mistake.
I did not think he should have aired the family's dirty laundry, but that's just me, darling. So I was like, Harry, no, don't do that. You know better. You know what I mean? But he did what he did.
People like her, lizards in human form, will stop at nothing, as you said, to get some attention.
Number one, I think she's sort of starting to lose interest as the brand isn't doing well. I think she's kind of like, I don't want to take the time. I just want to get this out. I just want to get this sold. And I get it, but like she wants to apparently run a multi-million dollar, if not billion-dollar empire, and she ain't going to do it like this.
Probably because they're embarrassed of the marketing too. Wow. Unreal how bad this all is. This is clearly a hacked job by Meghan herself, and it shows that the effort and energy she put into it as ever is officially dead.
Harry and Meghan are in so much financial trouble now that they very quietly, maybe possibly listed their home. Like, it's not a listing, it's like a pocket listing that like they're considering selling, unloading the Montecito $14 million mansion because they just can't afford it.
And that's where this entire glossy fantasy starts to crack. Because this isn't some tiny Etsy mishap. This is Meghan Markle's sold out in hours luxury jam empire quietly being handed out for free. Free, this same jam her team claimed vanished instantly after launch. This same jam positioned as exclusive, refined, aspirational. Yet here we are, Netflix staff reportedly grabbing up to 10 jars at a time. Not 10 products total, 10 jars of jam. If something is flying off the shelves, why are shelves being cleared internally? The illusion is slipping. But here's the part that makes it even more unbelievable. While those jars collect dust inside corporate storage rooms, Meghan is reportedly planning international domination. Not retreat, not reassessment. Expansion. Expansion into the UK. Yes, that UK.
Netflix headquarters is overflowing with Meghan Markle's jam. And Prince Harry is warning Meghan Markle, we can't afford this.
Confidence or denial? Because Britain is not exactly rolling out the red carpet. She remains one of the least popular public figures there, and yet insiders claim she believes she's about to conquer the British jam market. The same country whose royal family she publicly criticized. The same public still fiercely protective of Queen Elizabeth's legacy. And somewhere in Montecito, Prince Harry allegedly utters the words, "We can't afford this." That line says everything. Because this isn't just about jam. It's about money, strategy, image, and an empire built on perception. Let's rewind to the launch. American Riviera Orchard wasn't introduced quietly. It arrived draped in aesthetic precision. Carefully curated Instagram photos. Meghan in a designer apron. Soft lighting. Handwritten calligraphy notes sent to 50 influencers like royal decrees announcing the arrival of a lifestyle queen. It wasn't presented as food. It was presented as identity.
So bad, they are literally giving it away. Staff are helping themselves to free as ever products as the streamer's Los Angeles offices are filled with Meghan Markle's wares.
This wasn't just strawberry spread. This was luxury. This was aspiration. This was Meghan. Except here's the brutal business truth no amount of calligraphy can fix. Marketing cannot rescue a weak product, and it cannot patch over poor planning. The lineup raised eyebrows immediately. Jam, yes, but also wickless candles, wine, flower petal sprinkles that critics compared to dry grass. These weren't random additions, they were positioned as premium lifestyle essentials. Elevated, exclusive. But the response didn't match the fantasy. Because while her team insisted demand was explosive, claiming they even ordered 1 million more jars due to overwhelming sales, reality was sitting in storage rooms at Netflix.
Insider says Meghan is absolutely convinced this is the moment to go big, and she's not talking about dipping a toe in. She's going full global expansion. Oh my God, can you imagine how poor this is gonna be? She believes there's serious money to be made overseas, especially in Europe, Asia.
A $200 billion streaming giant using office space to house Unsold Jam. And when asked for comment, silence. Netflix doesn't do accidental silence. That kind of non-response is deliberate, controlled, calculated. Then the scramble began.
Reports are now coming in through Closer magazine as well that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle clash as he tells her, "We can't afford this."
Her team insisted inventory had been moved, that what remained was for gifting and promotional purposes. But when promotional samples require 2 full storage rooms and employees are encouraged to take armfuls, that's not strategy, that's overflow. Then came the glitch, and glitches don't lie. 90,000 wickless candles, nearly 500,000 items sitting unsold. Half. 1 million. You can't spin that number into exclusivity.
This is why I think she's a sociopath. And by that, I mean, I really think, just my opinion, she is a psychopath.
The denial only came after the numbers were exposed, not before. Not during a triumphant international rollout. After, which tells you everything about the timing. Suddenly, the narrative shifted. Oh, this wasn't overstock. This was inventory for global expansion. Britain, Europe, Asia. The world was apparently waiting for Meghan's jam revolution. But if the world was waiting, why was Netflix giving it away? Now, let's talk about the Valentine's Day bundles, because this is where the math gets embarrassing. The Sweetheart bundle included chocolate, strawberry spread, raspberry spread, candles, priced at $185. Add up the individual items, exactly $185. No discount, no exclusive bonus, no added value. A bundle is supposed to reward buyers. Instead, customers were paying the same price and being told it was special. In another bundle, the breakdown was even worse. Chocolate at $14, jam at $12, total $26. Bundle price, $29. $3 extra for ribbon and illusion. When consumers noticed, the pricing quietly shifted. But once people feel tricked, trust evaporates. And lifestyle brands survive on trust. And then came the promotional images. The Valentine's Day Instagram post was meant to scream romance. Red background. Limited edition in tilted calligraphy. Products arranged in what was clearly a rushed edit. Except it didn't scream luxury. It screamed amateur. Designers in the comments dissected it mercilessly. No shadows. Floating products. Crooked typography. Sloppy cut and paste edges visible to the naked eye. This is someone with alleged Netflix backing, living in a $16 million home, branding herself as a meticulous tastemaker, yet the promo looked like a beginner's Canva project at 2 a.m. And the strategy problem? Even bigger. She positioned jam as romance. But here's reality, most people don't want preserves for Valentine's Day. The comment sections made that painfully clear. The product didn't match the moment. It felt disconnected from how consumers actually celebrate. There was a missed opportunity to frame it around friendship, mother-daughter bonding, women supporting women, markets that might have aligned more naturally. Instead, strawberry spread was sold as seduction, and the market rejected it. Meanwhile, the storage rooms kept filling. Candles, wine, flower sprinkles, boxes, bundles, overstock disguised as exclusivity. And insiders whisper that despite all of this, she's doubling down, not retreating, not restructuring, expanding into Britain. The same Britain where King Charles has quietly run Highgrove's organic food brand for decades. Trusted, charitable, rooted in authenticity, established, respected. And she believes she can compete there with wickless candles and controversial branding. That level of confidence is either extraordinary or catastrophic, because expansion isn't just shipping jars overseas, it's regulatory compliance. EU labeling laws, food safety standards, distribution contracts, warehouses, millions in upfront costs before profit ever materializes, all while sitting on 500,000 unsold items in the US. And somewhere behind palace walls and Montecito gates, Prince Harry is reportedly urging caution, for the first time pushing back, because the Spotify deal ended. Netflix projects haven't returned the expected returns, memoir buzz cooled, the financial landscape isn't what it was in 2020, and now there are rooms full of jam. This isn't just about strawberries, it's about a brand built entirely around one person, her aesthetic, her handwriting, her image, her narrative, without asking the most dangerous question in business. Do people actually want this? The market has answered, and it's not subtle. Here's where the story stops being about jam and starts becoming about identity, pride, and the refusal to blink. Because despite warehouses stacked like sugary skyscrapers, despite Valentine's bundles that added up to nothing, despite a website glitch exposing nearly 500,000 unsold items, insiders say Meghan isn't backing down. She's doubling down. And that's where things turn explosive. While Netflix quietly distances itself, no public defense, no promotional push, no enthusiastic partnership tweets, Meghan reportedly sees the silence as temporary. She believes international fame automatically equals international demand. But global markets are brutal. They don't care about Montecito aesthetics. They care about numbers. And the numbers right now are not romantic. Distribution overseas, expensive. Shipping fragile glass jars internationally, risky. EU labeling compliance, mandatory. Ingredient transparency laws in the UK, strict. Warehousing costs, massive. Marketing campaigns tailored for skeptical British consumers, pricier than most people realize. You don't expand while drowning in overstock. You pivot. Except pivoting requires admitting something didn't work. And insiders say that's the one move she struggles with most. The psychological shift here is fascinating. Venture capitalists have a rule: never throw good money after bad. If a product isn't moving, you reassess, you scale down, you test smaller batches, you listen to feedback, you don't order more jars, you don't repackage leftovers with ribbon and call it limited edition. And yet, that's exactly what critics claim has been happening. Bundles appear, holiday boxes surface, same stock, new label, different narrative, as if repackaging inventory will suddenly manufacture desire. Because this brand wasn't built around jam. It was built around her taste, her handwriting, her story, her face in every promotional shot, her voice narrating lifestyle aspirations. And that's where the deeper problem sits. When you sell a product, customers judge the product. When you sell yourself, customers judge you. And in Britain, the very market she wants to conquer, that judgment is still raw. Let's be honest, launching a lifestyle food brand in the same country where public trust in you is fractured is not just ambitious, it's combustible. Highgrove has been around for decades. King Charles's brand carries heritage, organic roots, charitable transparency, a long-standing relationship with British consumers. His jams aren't aspirational rebellion, they're tradition. Meghan's jam enters that space not as neutral, but as controversial. That's a marketing uphill climb most brands would avoid entirely. But sources say she believes the narrative can be flipped. That once British consumers experience the quality, they'll soften. That exposure equals redemption. Except redemption cannot be packaged in a jar. And here's where Prince Harry's reported concerns become impossible to ignore. The financial landscape is different now. Spotify deal gone. Netflix projects not delivering like expected. Cooking show reportedly shelved. Memoir buzz faded. And now expansion would require millions before a single British pound comes back in profit. That's not a risk. That's a gamble. And if the gamble fails, the headlines won't whisper, they'll roar. Because imagine the optics, UK expansion flops after warehouses already overflow in America. Regulatory hurdles delay launches, critics highlight compliance issues, social media erupts with side-by-side comparisons to Highgrove. It wouldn't just be a business stumble, it would be a public spectacle. And yet, insiders say she remains convinced she's sitting on a gold mine, that the initial sold-out narrative validates her vision, that critics are noise, that expansion is destiny, confidence is powerful, but confidence detached from feedback becomes something else entirely. Look at successful celebrity brands. Martha Stewart built hers on expertise. She could cook, garden, design authentically. Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop, controversial as it may be, understood its audience. It spoke directly to a specific demographic and never pretended otherwise. The Kardashians mastered aspiration, selling lifestyle fantasy without pretending the products were revolutionizing grocery aisles. Those brands built ecosystems. American Riviera Orchard built aesthetic. And aesthetic without strategy doesn't scale. The Netflix storage rooms tell the truth no press release can erase. A $200 billion corporation doesn't hand out employee perks just for fun. Office space is valuable. Storage is deliberate. If product is moving, it moves outward, not inward. 2 rooms full of jam isn't scarcity, it's saturation without demand. And if Netflix quietly distances itself, which some insiders whisper may already be happening, that safety net disappears. No platform, no built-in marketing push, no built-in credibility. Then what? There are only a few paths left. 1, quiet retreat. Gradually phase out the brand. Shift focus to philanthropy, family, new projects. Let American Riviera Orchard become a footnote. 2, radical pivot. Smaller batches. Price restructuring. Real market research. Authentic positioning that doesn't rely solely on image. 3, full-scale UK expansion despite warning signs. Double the investment. Bet everything on flipping the narrative. That third option is the most dramatic, and insiders hint it's the most likely. Because if there's one consistent pattern, it's escalation. When criticism rises, the answer hasn't been contraction. It's been bigger announcements, bigger launches, bigger declarations of confidence. But the market doesn't reward declarations, it rewards fit. And fit is where this story keeps collapsing. The most brutal question of all isn't whether she can sell jam, it's whether consumers separate the product from the person. Because if buyers actively dislike the face behind the label, the jam has to be extraordinary. Not good, not aesthetic, extraordinary. And nothing about wickless candles, flower sprinkles compared to dry grass, and Valentine's bundles priced at 0 discount screams extraordinary. It screams miscalculation. The irony is painful. Every advantage was present. Fame, resources, global recognition, access to elite PR teams, a Netflix partnership most entrepreneurs would beg for. And still 2 storage rooms overflow. This saga isn't about strawberries. It's about ego versus evidence. It's about believing your own press release while employees carry out 10 jars at a time. It's about thinking international expansion fixes domestic rejection. It's about packaging identity as product. And discovering the public isn't buying either. And somewhere between Montecito optimism and Netflix silence, a reality is hardening. Luxury isn't declared, it's demanded. and demand cannot be forced. The American Riviera orchard story isn't finished yet. The UK move could happen, more bundles could appear, another glossy rollout could attempt to reignite buzz. But until the math changes, until the storage room's empty because customers paid, not because employees grabbed freebies, until strategy replaces spin, this remains what it currently is, a lifestyle empire that tried to sell exclusivity and ended up stacking jars in the dark. And that, more than any Instagram filter, is the real image behind the brand.